Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Xbox Live, episode 493, Streaming Scarlett. I am one of your hosts, Mark, aka Wingman709, and with me is my bestie. What's up, Rob?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, Mark.
You can listen to us live on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube every Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And yes, we're running late today, but that's due to everything getting an update and not working correctly.
And we can also blame it on Rob, also known as Presar.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just forgot to say my name earlier, so I figured I'd say it now.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
you can blame me also.
no, it's not Rob's
Why
fault.
not?
No, it's not Brun's fault. It's not even my fault. It's Slobs. It's Skype. It's it's their fault. Those two.
Technology changing.
Oh, every time something updates, man, it just throws everything out of whack. So, if you're watching the video, you'll actually see something. It's a little off. So we'll just leave it at that. We can't control it. It is what it is. Hopefully, they'll fix it. But let's move on to what we've been playing, because no one cares about our tech problems. They only care about what we've been playing and what we're going to talk about. So, Rob, what'd you play this week, man?
Clash Royale, Trivia Crack, the Xbox update game, the Xbox Insider game, but no games on the Xbox. That's and Fallout, not Fallout, Fortnite. That's all I've been playing.
That's it. At least it's better than what you've been playing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. This moving stuff is just killing me. I've talked about it now past couple of months. I moved about 4 weeks ago. I'm about half done unboxing right now.
Cool. Yeah, you need to get something on those shelves, man.
I know, right? Yeah, this is low priority over here compared to the kitchen and
I bet
all that other good stuff.
Oh, it happens. It'll come together eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
So, all right. Well, I played Clash Royale and Trivia Crack as well, but I also played some Gems of War, Fallout Shelter, of course. Also played Dead Island Riptide, and I have actually completed this game. So Comrade and I have completed that. That's another game down that we've won 100%ed.
Nice.
So felt good. And man, did we luck out. So I think I talked about this, I think on our last show, maybe 2 weeks ago, about we thought we were going to have to redo some portion of it. I don't know what happened, but we actually got it all done. We did not have to do a second game. So that really worked out. I'm really pleased with that. So, but yeah, we completed it. So pretty cool. And yes, I am on the Destiny 2 train. I am having so much fun with that game. I can't. So I'm playing more of that. So it is what it is. People are shocked. Yes, I'm getting messages all the time. What? Destiny? When did this happen? So it's a fun game. Really enjoying it. But that is all that I played this week. So with that, you can support us if you wish each and every month by becoming a patron of the show. Go to thisxboxlife.com/Patreon, and you can support us. Also, by doing that, you will get access to the bonus shows. So we've got another one coming out this Wednesday morning. It'll automatically deploy to your listening ears, your podcasts, your streams at 10 a.m. Pacific time every Wednesday. So that's what we're doing. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the last couple that have come out. If you want to do a one-time donation, oh, by the way, you can be a patron for as little as $1 a month and get those bonus shows. If you want to leave us a one-time tip, you can go to thisxboxlife.com/donate. And be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube. All right, Rob. So I really only had a couple of things. It was a real quiet news week.
Yeah, it was.
There was like, we have two things to talk about. One of them's not really a round table type item, but I threw it anyway, so we have something to talk about.
Sure.
But the biggest item, which I think we might spend a little bit of time talking about, is a little something called Scarlett. And I know we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that this was the code name for the new Xbox hardware that is supposedly going to grace our televisions and living rooms in 2020.
Which is a year and a half away. Well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna come up quick.
And it's going to be multiple devices. That has been the rumor, and even Phil said it at E3. He said, I can't remember, but our next, basically, however he worded it, I caught that because it was like he said like our next console devices or something. Basically, when he made that comment, I was like, that sounded odd. Like there was going to be more than just an Xbox, your traditional Xbox
Right.
console. Well, now we're getting rumors that there is going to be two devices that are going to release. And I apologize if we've talked about some of this, if we're repeating something we said a few weeks ago, but the first box is supposedly a traditional console, pretty much like what we have today. It'll be, I would imagine it'll have a Ultra HD Blu-ray drive. It'll have a hard drive. It'll be, your typical box like we have. Then there's supposedly a second piece of hardware that is going to be a streaming only Xbox. Now, my take on this, Rob, is
Okay.
I think of it like, to me, if this is what I'm hoping this turns out to be, what I hope or what I want it to be. What I want is like an Amazon Fire TV stick or a Google Chromecast. Those little
Something.
USB keys that you just plug in
Yeah.
to your HDMI port.
So basically, what you're saying is you want something small, portable, and cheap.
Yes. But
It's a good combo.
But if that's what it is, if it's essentially a Chromecast, but it's Xbox, and you plug it in an HDMI port of a television, you connect to wireless, you can connect any Xbox One controller to it or whatever controller they have at the time. I'm golden, dude, because that would be my traveling. That thing would sit permanently in my backpack along with my Amazon Fire TV stick. I would never have to travel with an Xbox because I just hook up to the hotel wireless and I'm streaming. Stream all the games. No hardware.
Would you even need that Fire TV stick?
Probably not.
Yeah, because it would duplicate everything.
Yeah, I would be able to use it to watch all my shows and stuff like that because I'd have the Xbox. I'm hoping that's what we don't know for sure.
Right.
But that's the rumors. There is going to be two devices, your standard, what everybody's used to, and then there's going to be this streaming thing, and everything's going to be in the cloud. And I think this is perfect because then I would take that stick and I'm hoping it's like a USB, or not a USB, but an HDMI thumb drive almost, like I said, like a Chromecast. And no, not really any bigger than that. Something small, and it shouldn't be because if streaming only, you should not need anything bigger than what one of those little sticks are for, because you're not downloading games to it. It's all going to stream through the cloud. There's not much to it, right? It would have internal storage just for updates to the OS, but so it should be really small. And then I'd carry a controller around, and that would really be about it. So, but I would, and if that's what it is, then I will be buying two devices because I will buy the standard box, the normal $500, but I'm also going to pick up one of those if it's like that. I'll buy both on day one. What about you?
Would I buy them?
What do you think of this? Well, I know you're going to get the next Xbox, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are you okay? So, do you anticipate that you're going to want the standard box like you have now, or this small streaming device? Which would you prefer?
I would probably get the regular.
Okay.
And I would just keep that as my as my main gaming system, I'll call it the light version.
Okay.
I could see that being extremely beneficial, like for you, for example, where you're traveling, but if I'm in my house, I would just want the best possible experience and the full experience. So I would go with the big console.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, it and I would imagine they're talking about that. Yeah, I would imagine the regular console won't be a streaming device. You
Or it'll
may,
stream less.
or it streams less, or maybe it'll give you
Yeah,
the option. Do you want to download the games to your hard drive, or do you want to stream them?
sure, sure.
So the one thing I want to get in here too is because it's really irritated me is, and I respect Ryan McCaffrey from IGN. He does Podcast Unlocked, big Xbox guy, right? And I really like him. But
Yeah.
he's been
Mhm.
he's been saying this past week on multiple shows that we're not going to own our games anymore.
But we don't own them now.
Well, he's going. I think the way I take it, what he's saying is like we won't like on the streaming, like he's talking like you're going to get the streaming device and you're going to pay for like Xbox Game Pass and that's it. Like you won't have access to the games you've already bought. And I'm like, no, that makes no sense. That goes against everything that Phil has talked about. That they want to go forward, all your stuff goes with you. Just because you're streaming it doesn't mean you don't have access to your stuff because everything on Xbox One, everything I've purchased is digital. And
Right.
it's all
Right.
in the cloud already. My saves are in the cloud. So there's no reason I couldn't take the streaming thing, put in, start up Destiny 2 because my saves are in the cloud. No games are saved locally. So,
Right.
and your library exists there. They know what you've bought, what you've purchased. So I should be able to play anything that I can play on my Xbox One. I should be with the exception of of backwards compatible titles. And maybe they'll do something where they know that if you've purchased it, that you don't need the disc, because it's already in your library and you've already bought it or you've already downloaded it to your Xbox One, so they know you own it. Maybe they'll just give that available to you. But outside of those types of things, anything that doesn't require a disc to go in my Xbox One, I would expect I could play on the next Xbox. And so I really don't believe we're going to lose our library. Like that's kind of what Ryan's alluding to. And I think he's completely wrong there. I mean, we don't know,
Right.
but doesn't make any sense to me when they've had this big push of back compat, taking everything forward. You always have your stuff with you. Why would they do that now and then cut that completely off with the next device? It makes no sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I also think that it's going to be called Xbox. I think they're going to finally just go back to Xbox. I don't think they're going to tap a name to it or a number after it. If you kind of think about it, the Xbox One X, if Xbox, no, Xbox One, or whatever, however you do it, it spells out Xbox, right? So it's XB for box, One X. It does, it spells out Xbox. So, I kind of imagine they're just going to go back to that and now I think this would be a good idea too, because if it's a streaming device, then you really don't have to update the hardware anymore. Think about it, right, Rob? Because all the hardware is
Right.
going to be done on the back end. Once you stream, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the hardware side. Like right now, we've upgraded to the X, so we get the 4K gaming. We got, the S gave you 4K video, so I upgraded from the original to the S to the X. With the next iteration, if you have the option to stream everything, even if you're buying the streaming version, then the hardware is like irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore because everything is streamed to you. The hardware is all on the back end. Now, we won't really necessarily need to buy new hardware constantly.
or it'll happen less frequently, or it's cheaper,
Yeah, but
right?
what are they going to change when we get to that streaming where everything is streamed to you? Then that really takes the box in your living room out of the equation. All the CPU chunking and everything's on the back end. It's not on our end. So the updates would be on their end. They could still stream and provide all this stuff. It's streaming to you, just like you're watching Netflix or something. You don't have to buy. Let's think about that. It's a good
Right.
way of thinking about it. Netflix. You do not have to buy a new TV to watch Netflix.
Correct.
That's essentially the
Well,
same thing. If
well,
you want
maybe
the UH or the Ultra
okay.
HD or 4K, then yes.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that justified buying a new TV to watch Netflix.
Well, that could be. I mean,
It'll
but
happen.
it's
But
not required.
right. So I look at it from the standpoint of okay, you got the different Rokus that were out there. There's Roku 2, 3, I forget what the new one's called. I think it's the fourth generation one. Each one was an improvement on the ones prior. Do you need the latest one? Can you still use the original? I think you probably could. But it's faster, it does more. I think this is the same thing that's going to happen with these Scarlett devices, whatever it is. The first one that you get might be okay. Most first generation stuff is kind of and you really want the second generation because that's where they improve it, they make it faster. It's got more horsepower, it does the job better. I think that they'll have like Roku like improvements, moving forward. You don't have to get the latest version,
But
but you
what
can.
but what do you get in the Roku, hardware wise?
So they changed, for example, between the first and the later ones.
Okay.
For example, they changed the remotes. On later ones, you can plug headphones into the remote to listen silently, I guess. If your spouse is sleeping, you can just listen to a show with headphones using
Okay.
the remote.
But that
And
doesn't
they added
necessarily add
4K,
anything.
but
Yeah,
they
but
added 4K,
right, but 4K is it's here, right?
right?
So we've got it. It's gonna be in the new console. So
Right.
I got my
But I'm
little
saying,
thumbstick here, right?
okay,
Uh,
let's say this device comes out today, right? In 2018.
Right.
Who knows what the TV landscape is going to be like in 3 years?
Uh,
We might have 8K
It
TVs everywhere.
okay, and
Do you know what
that's
I mean?
correct. However, it's streaming. It
Yes.
won't the hardware. Your Xbox is irrelevant at that point. It's just passing a video signal. All that stick does is connect you to the service. So it's just with Netflix.
Right. But
If you
these
have a
devices,
4K TV, you don't need to you don't need to update the Netflix box, right? Because you can stream it.
I see what you're saying, but these boxes are never a one trick pony. You know what I mean? They do multiple things and they're going to improve them. There's going to be a compelling reason to upgrade at some point. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
I
So
I
it's like,
so like you said, not as frequent and maybe not as expensive. So
yes, absolutely.
so in 20 years when 8K is a standard, then they might release a new Xbox streaming Chromecast, whatever, and then you would upgrade or buy a new stick.
Sure.
Okay, so I
So,
can see that, but we don't even have much like the 4K is not the standard right now. You know, for what people have in their homes, a lot of people are moving to it, but the last numbers I heard was less than 50% of people have 4K TVs.
right.
So we're still a long ways away from like 8K.
Yeah. And then also your Xbox gamer or most gamers, they're not the people also that will, you know, be the last to jump on some new advancement. A lot of gamers, not all, but a lot of gamers tend to embrace new technology. You know what I'm saying? So they won't sit there, at least the majority of people, I think, they won't sit there and run the latest hardware until they can't run it anymore. Do
Right.
you know what I mean?
But these companies don't make money off hardware either. They lose money on the hardware. They make it on the services and the software. So if Microsoft can
Today,
get
yes.
you away from having to buy this box and maybe just buy this, let's just say the stick costs $100, or I can't remember what I just bought my Amazon Fire stick. I think it was like $80, maybe not even that much. But even if it's $100 compared to $500, and you can still play the games, and you can still run the apps. I think that now allows these, even Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo, because Sony's going to follow. They're going to follow suit and probably do the same type of thing. But it allows them to save money on the hardware and just focus on the software and the services, which is truly what I think we want. Yeah? No?
Yeah.
You can tell me to go
So
fly a kite, Rob. I can see it in your eyes. You're
no,
like,
no, no.
oh, this guy won't shut
So
up.
like I'm trying to find out. Okay, like Roku. Here, they currently have approximately 21 million active accounts. Okay. So that is, 20 million devices sold.
Okay.
A whole bunch of those are repeat purchasers. And these boxes typically, they're somewhere, anywhere from $50 to $100. We have the Rokus, we have the Apple TVs. I think those are a little more expensive. I'm not sure.
Of course they
We
are. It's
have,
Apple.
yeah, we have the Amazon Fires. I've got I forget which one it is, the Fire TV, the one that's like a pendant, little diamond with the HDMI dongle cable. I think that's the third generation Fire TV.
I can
Anyway,
see what it
the,
is I
you,
got sitting right here in my bag.
yeah, it's not the stick, but it's not the little cube either. That's one that I have. But anyway, those are again anywhere from like 60 to $100. All these companies have basically proven that people will spend up to $100 for a device. Once you get that device in the home, all the services are opened up to you, or
Right.
as a manufacturer. And Microsoft is a services company. They want to get their Xboxes in the house so they can sell you the services, whether it's TV, whether it's music, whether it's games, all of those. That's revenue, especially like Xbox Live. That's another source of revenue. And I don't even want to go into the whole music thing because that's a train wreck. But the landscape can be different, if they tie it in with Windows and, if you get the consumer base in there, I mean, maybe it'll be different. But anyway, they get the devices in there. They have the audience to sell services. They'll do that a lot easier at $100 price point than they will a three, a four, or a $500 price point. And
Absolutely.
it's all about that revenue. It's all about that recurring revenue. Hardware is a one time, right? Unless people put stuff in multiple rooms, but it's a one time sale. Subscriptions, games, TV shows, that is recurring revenue.
Is this? I don't know. Well, you can't see, but I don't know. It's pretty good sized stick, and then it has. Oh, I guess I had the dongle to extend it, but so it's just a rectangular box, and And then there is a dongle with it. I guess this was to make it easier to plug into some TVs. I don't see what the difference is. But I guess it's smaller on the end. But I know it was easier in the last hotel to reach the bot to feed the adapter piece into the
Hold it
TV.
up to the camera again. I'm looking at the Twitch feed.
Okay. And then it came came with a remote that you can speak to. It's got a microphone. You can talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes,
it works really well. I added like Plex and Netflix and HBO. Netflix, my Amazon Prime, obviously. So all those just streamed just fine through it. So it's really nice, and I like it because it's like awesome. Now I can watch these things if I don't travel with the Xbox, which I don't most of the time. I just take this if it's in my backpack. I mean, I dig around for it. It was like, where is this thing? So, and I just plug it in, and boom, I can sit and watch whatever I want. Because I'm telling you, hotel TV is slightly boring sometimes.
Oh, brutal.
Now I can just watch whatever. So I'm really happy with this. I like this thing. And if Xbox, if the new Xbox, the streaming device is like this, I absolutely am going to be a day one adopter. And streaming may not be great. I can understand if I'm in a hotel, their wireless usually sucks, but I can stream. I streamed just fine. The last time I used this, was streaming Netflix and everything just fine. So I'd imagine I could probably stream a game pretty good. So I'm definitely willing to try it.
Okay.
So I don't know. Did you have? I don't think there's anything else that they talked about in this thing. That was kind of the main things I wanted to. Oh, another thing too is, if you think about it, you could get. I mean, think about it. If you've got this streaming device, this little key or whatever, I could see them saying, sign up for a year of Xbox Live, and they just throw it in. You get it for free. You don't even need to buy the console anymore.
That'd be interesting. I don't see them doing that, but
these things can't cost that much. This is cheap hardware. There's nothing in there but plastic, some memory, and that's about it, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot in there. So I'm sure the cost on this would be minimal. And if they get people in and they get this device, then again, it's about bringing people into the Microsoft world. Get them in. And then if they come in on, and now it's like, oh, well, I could do Xbox Game Pass, gateway. Or maybe it's say buy gold for a year and a year of Xbox Game Pass. Boom. They give you this. And really, it's like, okay, so they're going to give you a $100 device for free, okay, but you're going to pay how much for a year of those other two devices. The software really doesn't matter, right? They're not losing anything on the digital side of it, so they're still getting their money for the hardware. They're going to give you a break on the software for a year, and then hopefully, even if half the people renew, they've got people renewing who may not have done it before the first time. This will be a lot easier because remember, back with the 360, they were actually testing like subsidizing or going into this. You would pay for your Xbox over time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I just don't see that. But something like this, like, okay, sign up for these services. We're going to give you the key to access it for free. We're going to give you the hardware for free. It's just a little stick and a controller, maybe. That's it.
Like what DirecTV did. You sign up for their DirecTV Now. I think that was the name of the service. And you sign up for half a year's, quarter year, whatever it was, and you get a free Apple TV.
Yeah, people do it all the time.
Yeah, I could see buy Live for a year, get the device for free.
Yeah.
That I could see, not the other way around.
Or, well, yeah, that's what I was saying. If you purchased Xbox Live for a year, then you'd get the device that would get you onto Xbox.
Yes.
Or even if you are our current customer, so you and I, we have the Xbox, the new one comes out, and we're like, well, I don't really, I just got this X, and it's only been like 2 years and you're already wanting me. I don't want to do another 500, you know. And maybe they're like, okay, we'll buy a year of Xbox and we're going to send you the new Xbox key or the little Xbox Go or whatever. Well, I'm going to be on live. Why not just give them a whole nother year up front again?
Sure. Right.
And
Right.
boom, now I've got the latest and I'm, whatever. It's still not the big box in your home, but I see this as a really good opportunity to bring more people, or say all the people that want to buy the next PlayStation and they fork out for $400 to $600, and then Microsoft, they can go, ooh, I can get an Xbox for $100. I can play the new Xbox games.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's a really good idea to bring people in. So we'll
Sure.
see
Oh,
how it pans
absolutely.
out.
Yeah. Did you
So
see Brad Sams talking about Scarlett?
yeah, I've been listening to him. I've heard Thurrott talk about it,
Okay.
and I've heard the IGN people talk about it.
Yeah, I only saw the Brad Sams one personally. But yeah, he was talking about how they were going to have the box actually do some work. It wasn't just a pure player.
Right. That's correct.
Yeah.
It was going to do some processing, but it would be very
It
little. And
was
it was something about the lag. They've figured out a way to basically make the lag almost non-existent between your input and back to the cloud.
right. And I think that's by splitting it. So instead of relying on the head end to do everything, 100% of the gaming
Right.
processing, they do whatever, 90/10, 80/20,
Right.
whatever it is. And that's how they're able to do it.
Right.
So in some ways, it can't be a purely dumb device.
True.
It can't be purely low CPU. It's got to do something. And maybe this is what'll grow over time and compel people to upgrade, you know,
Mm.
to get like a better experience, less lag, whatever it is.
It's interesting. And I'm not
It's
and
the future.
it is. It is. Everything's going to be this. It's
Yeah.
our movies, like I can't even remember. I was kind of a fighter. I didn't do the digital movies for a long time. I was like, no way, no way. Well, now everything's digital. I haven't bought a Blu-ray DVD in probably several, or a DVD in probably several years. If we do, it's usually at Christmas time, and we buy them for the kids. you know, but
So they can destroy them.
exactly. Um, but like for us, it's always like everything's digital. Our books are digital. Our music is digital. It's like I don't buy any music at all. We pay for an Apple Music Pass because all my kids have iPhones or an iPods, and my wife and I as well. So we pay one price, and everybody can play whatever we want. We can all stream our music to our phones. So that music and books and everything is streaming. Games is just the next evolution. It's the next step. It's, I think, the last media that hasn't gone there, and it is going there.
Sure.
So
And it's strangely a hard transition. It's a hard shift when you're stuck because I'm still with some things stuck on
physical media.
having like podcasts every morning at 6 a.m. My phone does its update and it downloads every podcast
Uh-huh.
that I have that I'm subscribed to. There's no reason for me to download them. My player will actually stream them all. So,
Right.
it'll download them, I guess, as you're listening, or I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I don't do it because I feel that I need to have it. I feel that I need to save bandwidth or whatever it is. And,
I
you
download them
know,
too because when you're listening to something and then you're driving, or you're riding, you're on the
yeah,
train, dude, you're gonna lose it. It's not gonna. You can't hold a good wireless signal. So downloading makes sense for if you're on the move.
yeah,
So I'm with you on that.
yeah, it's true. If you are stationary, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Like if you're at work, you're at home, but still, it's a substantial change in mindset that you don't need to have it to watch it. Just like just like retail games for Xbox. At first, at least I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I'd almost rather have the disc. Now I've got only 2 discs on the Xbox, maybe 3. Yeah, no, I've got 3. And it sucks. I wish I had them digitally.
The only thing, yeah, the only thing I like physical that I haven't really gone over to is books. I still like to have the book. I've read a few books on my phone with the Kindle app, and it's
Yeah.
it's it's
Mm,
it's nice because like the nice thing about it is if you're at work, you can go into the John and you can read a book and no one knows because you're not seeing you carry the book in there.
that screen's so small.
Yeah, it is. It's tough, but it is kind of nice. I can read a little bit, but I still that's the only thing I haven't committed to. Music, movies are digital. My video games are digital, but books are still. I'm still out on that one. I guess I'm too old school, but um, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where it goes. What do you think ultimately, Rob? Are you excited that Microsoft is going this route and actually pursuing it? What about internet speeds? You know, um, what do you think about that? Because we know like not everybody in the U.S. has good, great speeds. We know like our friends in Australia struggle with internet.
Right, right.
How are they other people going to be affected? I think Europe's going to be great because they'll probably be good to go because they're way ahead of everybody else when it comes to internet bandwidth and lower cost and higher speeds.
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one. Um, the thing that I really am interested in seeing is what's going to happen with wireless in these devices because I know like my wireless at my house is pretty darn good. And that's because I went through a lot of pain to make it that way.
Yeah,
And just running scanners and locating certain things and changing channels to avoid my neighbors. I mean, there was a lot of effort in order to get that quality, and it's excellent throughout the entire house. And I probably just totally jinxed it, and it's crashing and burning right now. But at least right now I'm wired, so the show won't go down. But I know my son, like when he goes over by his grandparents or by his cousins and such, he just complains all the time about how the connections are bad. He loses his connection when he's playing games, and that's because the majority of people don't know. They don't know how your neighbors, when they're watching Netflix, they can take down your Wi-Fi just because of how they're set up and the
yeah,
channels that they're on. So when we go to a purely streaming type of thing, what's going to happen with that? Where people kind of have wonky wireless. So your connectivity, I mean, I think the services will get a bad rap because of people's networks. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
yes.
the users' experience will suffer. They don't know what's going on with their network. They don't know what to blame except the service is no good. And this happens all the time. Look at all the reviews that you see on Amazon, and you know some of these people aren't doing or aren't using their product correctly,
Oh
and they
yeah,
blame the product. I
oh
mean, it
yeah.
happens all the time,
Yep.
and so this is going to happen as well. And I think if it's a purely wireless product, and I think that they have to be wireless products. Um, it'll be interesting to see how they get around that
Yeah.
if they can.
All right.
I think I tangented this like crazy. What was your original question? I forgot. It was like half an hour ago.
Would are you interested in this? Would you buy both or just one? Or
So that was your original question a long time ago. So
man,
I'd probably get the big box.
yeah.
I would get the streaming device only if it was like a secondary or a or maybe something to put on my son's TV if he had a TV because he doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. Now that was another thought. Like
Yeah,
the streaming one could be great for letting others and like your kids or having a box. Like I don't have one in my bedroom, but it would be nice, But now you could essentially have one,
sure.
and not pay the full price of a big box. So
Yeah, because when it comes down to, okay, I want to get some kind of streaming device. Should I go Roku? Should I go, Amazon, or should I go Microsoft? I think the majority of us, at least us that listen to this podcast, we probably go Microsoft. Well, I, let's let's just say it depends on what the interface looks like. Because if they don't have a nice remote for this thing, if you use it for other things, that would kind of kill it, though, wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be using this device for everything plus gaming, they got to have a nice remote.
I like the little the one for the Amazon is real
Yeah,
small. It's simple.
it's
Um,
perfect.
I kind of like it. I think it's pretty slick. So something
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that would be great.
yeah, that remote's nice. I used to really like the remote for the TiVos, that peanut shape
That's what
that
I've
they
got.
had.
That's what we still have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
our TiVo boxes all have the peanut remote. I hate
yeah,
those, but
oh, you do? I feel nice in the hand, but they do have a lot of buttons, which is the really nice thing about the Amazon one. And I think Microsoft has to have a nice remote akin to the Amazon device or even the Roku. The Roku is similar.
I think
It's
they
not a whole
will.
lot of buttons. Yeah, I mean, if you have to control it with, a controller or something, oh, that'll be the kiss of media center death.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they do. Maybe they won't put one. Maybe it will be
I
a
mean,
controller, but
yeah, just imagine putting the streaming one on like your main TV, okay, in the house that the family uses, and then you say, "Hey, look at this new device. It's going to replace the Fire Stick, Roku, whatever. And here, you can use this Xbox controller to control it."
well, we know Phil's listening, so
Yeah,
'cause obviously he listens to us because we're so
yeah,
influential.
sure.
So I'm sure he's probably jotting notes and sending an email off to the saying, "Hey guys, make this happen." So
Yeah.
all right.
Anyway,
Um, real quick, that's it. I'm not even. You got some stuff to talk about, and we'll cover the other items later. So why don't you take us into your next item on the adaptive controller?
okay. So the adaptive controller is something that Microsoft announced, what, right before E3?
Yep.
I believe that was. So the adaptive controllers for people with disabilities or certain impairments and such. And I was actually really impressed to hear that they not only made the controller accessible, okay, for people, but also the packaging. So that if somebody has a disability, for example, and they purchase this, they're able to get it out of the packaging, which is important. Because just imagine if they had this controller inside one of those horrible clamshell packages, you know what I'm talking about? Where you basically need like, you know, a ninja knife trying to
Yes.
open this thing.
Yes, I hate those things.
And worse yet, if you're trying to open it and you don't have a blade, oh, you're sitting like I can't imagine. I can't even count how many times that I've sat there like with a key in my car, just trying to saw one of these things open, thick plastic that the products are encased in.
Dude, I've had
But
scissors I've had broken scissors trying to open some of those things.
yes,
It's ridiculous.
yep.
Oh.
But yeah, they actually made packaging that's easy. It looks to be um, cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to put it, and it kind of just unfolds, and then the um, package, actually so there's an outer package that sort of like unfolds, and then the controller itself is inside this little box. It just opens, and then there it is. So that's pretty cool. It's that's going a step beyond, or it's done properly. It's
It
not
is.
it's not stopping short. They've obviously thought this through all the way through an entire product cycle.
Yeah, and they're thinking of the end user. Okay, we're
Exactly.
and it would make no sense to do an adaptive controller for someone who might be handicapped, and then not and make it darn near complicated or impossible to even get out. So they said, okay, so someone has a disability, we need to make this easier for them to access. And I just
Hmm.
wow, Microsoft, they're getting this right, and I'm really glad to see that. So,
Hmm. Well done, Microsoft. All right, next up, this was kind of interesting, and I hadn't heard this talked about too much, so I thought it would be neat to kind of just bring it up. So, Microsoft filed a patent recently. Uh, it's for an AI that detects cheaters on the Xbox. Bas
nice.
What it does is it combs through their gaming history looking for suspicious ranks or achievements. So there's a patent with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. This would have been in June, I believe. It was filed. And so it says it wouldn't look for cheaters just within active games, but it would snoop around the back end. With notification, it'll look for things such as notifications of achievements, game scores reported to the platform, player rank achieved, and other things based on game activities. So I didn't know that this was really a thing. Is it cheating
Yes.
on
Oh
live?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? I mean, how do people do it?
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. You know, I think people are cheating in Clash Royale on the phone.
Oh, because they kill you.
Dude, I should have posted this the other day. I should have done the share this, but it was just like I was completely annihilated in like less than a minute. Like how
Oh,
are
I've
they
done
getting
those.
how are they
Very
getting
satisfying.
I've done it. I've been able to do it when they don't put anything out.
Hmm.
But I'm throwing units out to defend, and it's just like it's like, how did they get so many units on the screen? And it's just like, shoop, everything's gone. I was like,
Yeah.
they got like infinite elixir or something. But anyways, it's these things are still software. They're still computers. I'm sure there's ways that people have, back in the day, you could chip your system, your Xbox, or I forgot what that was called,
Hmm.
but you could basically hack it, and then you could do all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure that's still available today. It's big on PC. It's out there. Now, my only concern, and I was reading this, was what are they looking for? What do they consider cheating? So I'm wondering if they think of like, well, are you boosting an achievement? Is that considered cheating? Because that irritated me because I don't consider that cheating if
Right.
you're
No,
not in a
that's
multiplayer game. Um, to me, cheating is using aimbots or using a glitch in the game where you can get under the map and you can't be killed, but you can kill everybody. Stuff like that. If you're going 50-0 in a multiplayer game, even if you're good, you're not that good. Um, so that's the type of stuff I think of cheating, not necessarily going out trying to get all the achievements in a game. Um, because I know, not Valve. Epic did that with, was it Gears of War 2? They had like, oh, get so many headshots, in a match or something like that. Well, in the second game, they limited it that only one headshot per match would count because people were like getting the achievement too fast or something. I'm like, what? Like, if they did the headshot 800 times in a match, they should get that. It should count. Don't say it only counts as one. And they got, because then all they're going to do is they're going to quit out and then launch another game, get their headshot, quit out, and now you're impacting the game. I mean, if they're good and they're getting their
Right. Yeah.
headshot, but it's like these people are like, well, I don't want people to get them that quick, or I don't want, yeah, dude, you put them you put the game here. The game, this is the way it is. Stop forcing people or trying to make people like play your game longer than what it really needs to be. And that's all that was. That's all it
Yeah.
was an attempt to draw out or make people play the game longer. Make your game interesting and fun. That's what brings people on. Look, I got to say Destiny 2 is an interesting. That game only has like 13 achievements in it, which surprised me. There's very few. Like, I've played the whole campaign. I've been playing through the 2 DLCs. I've got like 4 achievements in that game, and that's it. There's really not. You're playing the game because you enjoy the game, not because
Right.
you're
Right.
chasing achievements, and that's the way the game should be. But it does interest me when they're like, well, we're going to look at achievements, but it says they're looking at achievements to see if you've only played like 4 or 5 hours of the game and you have an achievement that typically takes 10 or more to get, then that's a red flag. And I'm fine with that. But if I don't want them to go and ban people because, oh, well, you were in a boosting party, or, you 4 people got in this game and boosted this achievement. So what? It's a meaningless achievement. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I think boosting still uses the game's ability, or it uses the normal mechanisms within the game.
Right.
So you are achieving what's possible within the game versus, like you just said, where you only play 2 hours and then you got a 10-hour achievement. I mean, that is something definitely is not right there.
Well, it depends. If you boosted it and said, okay, you need to get so many kills to get this achievement, and traditionally it would take this long, but I've boosted, and it's like, okay, you kill me, we play a whole round where I just run to the middle where the person's standing, they shoot me, I die, I spawn in, I run back to where they're at, they shoot me, I die, I spawn. You're boosting an achievement, and you're getting, a lot more kills in that match than you would typically get if you were doing it legit. So, some could say, well, that is cheating. But to me, it's like, it's cheating to get a worthless, meaningless achievement. Myself and the other person are the only person in the game. We're not in a public match, not
Right.
engaged in that. We're not impacting other people. So to me, that's not cheating. That's just, you're just going after an achievement.
Exactly.
Where you impact other people, or you are, now again, I want to go back, and you got to be careful what you said, because you said you're using what's in the game. So people will use that excuse when, well, there's a wall glitch and I can get in behind this wall that I'm not meant to be, and then I can't be killed, but I can see everybody and kill them. It's in the game, so it's not cheating, right?
Yeah.
So how do you handle that then?
I don't think that should count.
But to me, that is, because that, not to me, that does go across the board of cheating, because now you're killing other people and they can't get you. You're taking advantage of a glitch in the game, something that wasn't intended to be that way.
Yeah, but that's the fault of the programmers, of the publisher.
Of the dev.
I mean, I'm not a yeah, the developer. I'm not condoning it, and I would be really annoyed if somebody, shot me like that.
Yeah.
But they were being presented by an opportunity, and they obviously can't tell wrong from right.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I think
Yeah.
it's good, as long as it's backed up by, a person really viewing it, making sure that the person's cheating. So
I
I'd
bet
hate
they're
to turn
probably,
mine on and be banned for something that I
yeah.
didn't do or wasn't or some computer thought, oh, he's cheating because he's getting killed so many times by the same person, so he must be cheating, or or he's killed the same person 12, 15, 20 times in a row. That would probably be flagged by an AI as there's got to be something going on. Well, yeah, we're boosting.
Yeah, but I still think that would be okay.
So
And plus, I bet they're probably gonna have like human review, because what is it, like 50 some million users on live? You can't police that many people with people. So they're gonna use a bot to
yeah,
troll through that and then probably have a human review the suspicious ones or the ones that score high enough
right,
to be put into that um, naughty list.
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but policing for cheaters, I'm cool with. So,
Yes.
all right. So, anything else, Rob, before we go to the community?
No, no, I'm good.
All right, so we're going to jump into the community. No rant this week. Um, we do have a giveaway, so we are getting some voicemails in. Everybody, you've got one more week to get your voicemails in. We're going to do 2 giveaways next Sunday. So the first one is for an Amazon UK gift card of £25 and 53 pence. You need to send a voicemail to us with your most anticipated game of 2018 and let us know that you are sending that in for the Amazon gift card. Okay, because that's for our UK European listeners only. As that's for an Amazon UK gift card. It's not, you can't use it you can't go to Amazon.com to use it. The second one we're doing is a about $60 Xbox gift card. This is open to everybody. Again, send a voicemail with your most anticipated game of 2018, and just say, hey, I'm going for the $60 card or the Amazon card, whichever. Just make sure you specify. All right, but all right, Rob, why don't you take it over?
Okay. Where are we here? Oh, yes.
We got an
So
email.
yeah.
Oh yeah, voicemails. That's where we're at.
Yeah. So if you'd like to enter our giveaways, you need to send a voicemail. How do you do that? You might ask. Well, if you haven't listened to the section before on a previous episode, then I will tell you. You can go to this Xbox Life, click on send a voicemail, the little widget on the right hand side of the screen. You can use almost any device to do that, uh, modern device at least, and leave us a voicemail on there. It'll send it to us. Those need to be less than 90 seconds. If you'd like to send us a voicemail that's longer, or if it's more convenient for you, just record an MP3 on whatever device and then email that to us over at contact@thisxboxlife.com. And that's also there at contact@thisxboxlife.com. You can send us an email as well, which we will read on the show. And Gunny Chief did send us an email this week. He writes, hello, TXL. I'm not sure if you have discussed Project Scarlett rumors. Do you think streaming games are in the near future for Xbox? Well, I think we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we pretty much
Yes.
covered that, but
Well, if near future is in 2 years ish, then yes. This year, no.
not fully. I don't believe it'll be a full streaming games only.
Yeah.
I do believe the traditional console they talked about is going to act very much like we got today. You can download, you can put them on your hard drive, you can play and function that way. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think this will be a great step. Have both offerings, and then anything after that will probably be streaming only once it's been perfected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for the email, Gunny Chief. We also have a Twitter account that's at this Xbox Life. You can also find that at thisxboxlife.com/Twitter. We also have a Facebook group. You can request to have access to that group if you're not already a member. It's a closed group, so you do need to request to get access to it. But the benefits of a closed group are that people outside the group don't see our posts, and that could help you if you're at work and posting from the bathroom on your phone.
Never.
Yeah. All right, this week's retail releases.
Oh, I
Come
dropped
on,
the
come
ball.
on.
I dropped the ball. Here we go.
Okay, Rob, what you got for us today? What you got for us to play? Give us a list of games that we can buy and play. Okay, Rob.
Okay, the games for July 31st through August 3rd include on the 31st, we have 8 to Glory, Castaway Paradise, Forsaken Remastered, Gene Rain, and that's Gene, not like the clothing Gene. Maximum Football 2018, which actually is football, not soccer. The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. Vigor, we talked about that one last week. War Games. The Z Axis. Wow, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 games on the 31st. That's a big day this week. On August 1st, we have One More Dungeon, The Road to Valhalla, State of Anarchy, Master of Mayhem. That one looks really strange. On the 2nd, we have Armored Warfare. On the 3rd, we have 1979 Revolution, Black Friday, Dolings, Jump Gunners, Super Dungeon Tactics. Oh, I know this one. It's a pretty cool game. And Zasmo Arcade Pack. So that's quite a few games this week. I think I don't know if there's anything like really big coming out this week. Maybe that Vigor game. That one's in game preview, console launch exclusive. War
That's a
Games. Just play anywhere. What?
5, 6. I'm just counting. 19 games coming out this week.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Gene Rain Forsaken Remastered. Oh, wait.
What?
Forsaken. That's an old game.
Forsaken.
Was that on a PC?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Updated version of a
Interesting.
cyberpunk classic featuring 360-degree combat.
I'm confusing it now, maybe. I don't know.
Doesn't look familiar,
So,
but
yeah, there's a couple games that are Xbox One X enhanced, play anywhere. Nothing on this list here is in Game Pass, though. I don't think. Nope. I don't see anything.
wait, which is weird. Because August 1st we should see some new stuff.
In Game Pass? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they've been putting stuff in Game Pass the first of the month.
Not in August, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's unless a bunch of these are. Maybe all these ones in August actually are Game Pass games. Maybe that's why there's so many. So, I guess we'll find out. That's a lot of games though in 1 week.
Yeah.
And I am surprised they haven't stated anything about what's coming to Game Pass in August.
Yeah. Not yet. Maybe tomorrow, Monday.
Yeah. They just released the games for gold, so yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll get that on Monday.
So games with gold for Xbox One, we have what? Just a couple more days, 2 more days with Assault Android Cactus. 4 mid-July through mid-August, we have Death Squared, and brand new on August 1st is Forza Horizon 2 10th Anniversary Edition. So that's very cool. Forza Horizon is definitely awesome, as is 2. For Xbox 360 and back compat, you have 2 more days to snag Splinter Cell Conviction. Brand new for August is Dead Space 3. And that's it. And what?
Well, also just for Xbox One, I know it's later in the month and you wait till the dates, but if you've been considering to buy For Honor, just wait. It's coming out in August for free. So I wish I would have not bought that game. I think that's a great freebie there. Not worth the money. So don't make the mistake. Because it's probably on that Ultimate Game Sale right now. It's going to be free here for 2 weeks.
Okay. Then if you make any purchases on Amazon, a great way to support the show is to use our affiliate link. You can find that at the top post in our Facebook group and also on our website. Use that each and every time you make your purchases on Amazon. It does not cost you anything extra, but we get a teeny tiny little finder's fee for sending you their way. And if you're an iTunes user, find us in the store, give us a 5-star rating. The more of those that we get, the more we get boosted in the rankings over there. And make sure to follow us on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube. And thanks to Learned Your Lesson for the music. I believe that's it. Episode 493. Do you have anything else, Mark?
I just wanting to check because Phoenix Sun Gorilla asked if we've got his voicemail, and I'm double checking. Oh, yep. Yes, we did get that, so I do have that. So if you did send in a voicemail this week, we got several. We're going to play those next week. We'll play them all, and then we'll announce the winners. So you do have 1 week left to get in for both contests. If you use Amazon UK, you can join both contests. If you win the UK one, you will not be eligible for the other one. But we're going to give away to 2 different people. But if you didn't win the Amazon one, you will be eligible to win the other. So get them in. We've only got a few. So again, I guess people just don't want money. So, but yeah, you got good odds. So we do have some coming in for both contests. So got 1 more week. But that is all I've got. So anything else from you, Rob?
No, sir.
All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week. And also, I'm going to tease something. So episode 500 is only, 6 weeks away now. I've already got confirmed some very special guests that will be attending our episode 500. And yes, I said guests. More than one. So you guys can think about that for a few weeks. Who will they bring on for our big 500th blowout? I'm Mark, a.k.a. Wingman 709, taking off.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Okay, so I messed up here. Hold on. We're leaving, right? All right, here we go. Bye.